Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello. 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 My people. Welcome to Real Talk for real people. You want to be for real? You're in the right place. Real Talk for real people. Let's talk.
Okay, so what are we getting into tonight?
Well, today we're going to continue part of our series that I like to talk about periodically. There's two things that the audience can always expect to hear from me. Home training, talking about children. Children, we always say the children are our future. And I'm going to talk today about home training. And that's the broad title heading. But underneath that, we got a subheading called Teach the Children Who's in Charge.
Okay, I like that.
I always tell people, you teach people how to treat you. Guess what? We're always thinking adults, but you also teach children, and children learn very quickly, more quickly than adults, that they know how to treat you based on what they are able to get away with.
Mm-hmm.
Or, every human, including children, we work on, as Janet Jackson said, the pleasure principle. But more so, it's the pleasure pain principle. We seek to get more pleasure and we seek to get less pain. And so, based on how you treat me, you're going to get one or the other. And that's how we get compliance with everything in our lives. I'm seeking to avoid pain. That's why I get in that gym and work out. I don't want to do it, but I want to get less pain as I get older, less diseases, motion. You got to move your body. So I'm seeking less pain because that is not bringing me any pleasure. But also with children, when we're training our children, like I like to call it home training. That's the joy heading when I'm going to do series throughout talking about home training.
Mm-hmm.
So many people today, our society in transition, people don't know how really to raise their children. They're like, I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I always tell people, really, much, if not most of how you raise your children is instinctual. The Bible said God is love. And it tells us what we like to say, the golden rule: treat others as you wish to be treated. That's including your children. Treat your children as you would like to be treated if you were a child. Children want structure. Believe me, children want structure. They've been in this world less than 18 years. Some only 1, 2, 3 years. Those are the very formative years. Those young years where they're really getting most of how they're going to be for the rest of their lives. And another thing, speaking on how children are going to be the rest of their lives, there was an age-old question, kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg? Also with children, we used to think children come with a blank slate into this world. They do not. They have personality. They're born with personality. Different personality, and you can develop the positive and keep that negative part dormant for the most part. As an adult, I have learned. I named my alter ego that I want to keep dormant. I call her Tawanda. That's the one that want to protect me, whether to protect me emotionally or physically. Tawana. They're not Tawanda, but Tawana. Tawana, as they said in the fried green tomatoes, where the woman had a alter ego called Tawana.
It was Tawanda with a D. Yeah. No, it's fried green tomatoes.
Fried green tomatoes. I love that show.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna have to tell you to make sure you sit into the computer because I'm losing some sound.
Yeah. So anyway, that is the most part of it, is that You minimize the negative, and you increase the positive. And by increasing the positive, you get you more what you want, the pleasure principle. And that's what we have to do with our children. We have to help them to grow, to learn these same things, to do things that they'll get the best, they can live their best life as children, and they'll add on to that as going into adulthood, the different stages of life we go to get to our adulthood. And we are lifelong learners as humans, so they'll learn that. And so you teach people how to treat you, as I said earlier, including children. I was thinking about this because of my niece. She texts me a lot, and she texts me a lot about her children. She thinks, and I agree with her, that I know a lot about raising children. I have had 9 children to raise in my household, and I did a great job with my 2 girls. Now, my sister children came into my life for a season and a reason. They didn't stay, but I helped raise them. I didn't raise them all the way. So I have to say some of those negative parts. This is my disclaimer. The good stuff they have mostly came from Maria. The bad stuff, they brought it with them, and they took it back when they left. But anyway, I look at my children that I raised from birth, and I think I did a good job. I taught them how to be loving, compassionate citizens of the United States of America, to be contributors, not to be takers, to be compassionate, loving, producing people. And so I think she admires that, and respectful of your elders. So many people think in society there's a ranking system. You got to respect somebody. People today think they can't respect anybody. You don't respect your parents. You don't respect your teacher. You don't respect authority like police officers or firemen. Anybody try to give you instruction. I don't want to join the military. We're an Air Force family. And people like, I don't want to join the military. I don't want nobody to tell me what to do. Baby. Oh, here goes. I'm saying it again. Baby. You may not know it, but somebody's always telling us what to do. If you're going to have a job, and you're going to have some kind of job, even if you were a dope dealer, whoever you're getting your dope and your drugs from, they're telling you what to do. Hey man, you better have my money whenever blah blah blah, and this is how much you better be paying me. Somebody's always telling us what to do. And you sure want someone that has your better good to tell you what to do. Obey the law when the law is just. And when the law is not just, we petition our government to change it. You have to respect, the Bible said, honor your mother and father, that your days will be long on this earth. It starts in the home. The parents have to teach the children how to treat them. Honor me. We are not on the same, we're not having a family like some people like, let's have a family meeting, we're going to vote on it. No, we're not voting on most things in my house. And I don't think you should do it in any household. Parents are in charge. Children just been on this earth shortly. That's why I am the parent. I've been here long. I was old enough to make a baby. You didn't make me, I made you. That means I have some experience on you. Even nature tells you that I have experience on you because I was able to make a baby. I made you. You didn't make me because you're not ready yet. See how much sense that made?
Yep, I do. I do have some things to say, though.
Okay, go ahead, because I got some more to say. But I'm going to chime in.
Well, I also would agree. I think you raised great daughters, especially that firstborn. That firstborn daughter is just top notch. Can't get any better than that. But I also think, when you're saying that, you teach your children how to treat you. I also think the parents have to be on one accord too, because sometimes that can undo the teaching. If one parent is like, okay with some behavior and that other parent isn't, it makes the child confused and it makes them play. Kids are gonna play you anyways or try to play you, but it makes it even more. It makes them even more tempted to try to put the parents against each other.
Yes, it's like they play both sides against the middle. And so it is, that is the ideal situation, that parents come together. Let's discuss about our children. Most of us have our children, we don't plan them. They're the people that plan their children are most fortunate. And when I said fortunate, they were wise that they planned. I never planned into my pregnancy, but I do want the audience to know this. I had a husband. I was married. And
Mm-hmm.
that's helpful. Of course, I would always say the wife, the mother's going to do more. Generally speaking, there's some exception to the rule, but the little contribution that the husband makes is still better than no contribution. That's why I tell my adopted sons, uh, don't be having all these babies. Zip up your pants, uh don't be having all these babies outside of marriage. For one thing, having your babies outside of marriage more often, it can happen inside of marriage, but more, at least in marriage, there's a presumption that these are children of the marriage. Now when you are single and you dealing with Mary Sue and Jane, you don't know what Mary Sue and Jane's doing when you're not around. Even if you are around, you're not committed to them, so they're not going to be committed to you. So when Mary gets pregnant or Sue gets pregnant, you got to have a DNA test. If you don't, you may be raising another man's baby. I don't know about. Hey, don't text me, don't call me, don't do anything to let me know. Oh, that can happen in marriage. Yes, we know. We know that can happen in marriage. We're talking about reducing probability. And you most certainly cannot raise 5, 10 children as a parent, a man or a woman, when you're not in the household with them. You're like, I'm a good father to my child. I come and get him every other weekend. If that's all you can do, I guess that's all you can do. But uh, it's not the best. We want to live our best life. I always say, find a woman that you want to marry. If she's good enough to sleep with, you should value yourself as a man. I'm going off on the sidebar. You should value yourself as a man and say, I'm not giving my seed to produce a baby to any woman that I don't value enough to marry. I do not want her to have my baby. And so what do you do, man, not woman? What do you do, sir, to make sure that doesn't happen? Do what you need to do. If you don't know, go to your doctor and ask him, sir, what do I need to do to make sure the wrong woman doesn't get my babies? You know what to do. And this conversation right now is not about what can you do. So I'm not going to tell you, sir, but those are things you can do to prevent unwanted pregnancies, to prevent women from producing your babies. Value yourself. If she's good enough to sleep with, I would say to a man, I'm not giving my precious seed, if I was a man, to no woman that I don't care enough about to marry her, to make her my wife. And we try to raise our children in one household. Cause I can't be in Mary's household, James' household, and Sue's household all at the same time, trying to raise all these kids. And then after a while, you kind of lose track because you got 5 to 10 children. You're like, I heard that's my baby. Yes, that's my baby. You see them once a month, twice a month, once a year. They say, oh yeah, that's my daddy. But don't you value yourself? You should value yourself and care enough about your community and about children not to place that burden, that fate on that child. So I've gone out on a little wire to say that. So I'm gonna bring it really back here in to say, teach the children who is in charge. Who's in charge? Mom and dad is in charge. Who's in charge? Mom is in charge if dad is not there. And when I say if dad is not there, that doesn't mean dad is in charge when he's there. It means mom and dad Those two adults are in charge. If there's a marriage with father and mother there to raise their children, if it's a single parent household, that one parent, whether it's just my mom, which it is 90% of the time, when there's a single parent, mom is in charge. I told my niece, she says to me, "Oh, I think I need to see a psychologist. They're driving me crazy." She has a 2-year-old and a 4.5-year-old. I said, "You're choosing to let them drive you crazy. Mom needs a break too." I said, for one thing, you're doing a disservice to the children. They're preschool. I think around 3 o'clock, three. I apologize. Around 3 years old, they can start preschool. They most certainly can go into daycare, and you can go to work. Those kids can be socialized. It's so much good, in my opinion, that happens when kids are around other children. They learn different things, like the Bible says, iron sharpen iron. They learn stuff, they sharpen each other, and they get better. Their socialization get better. I told her, please put your kids either in daycare or preschool. If not for yourself, see, that would give her a break right there. If not for yourself, do it for the children. Who's in charge? Mom's in charge. Why are you waiting to do that? You need a break. Take them down for a nap. The reason why they're acting out is because probably they're tired. If you have them on somewhat of a schedule, it can be flexible. And let's say around lunchtime between 11:30 and 12:30, right? For a kid. Kids should eat around about that time. Flexibility, of course, but then they need to go down for a nap. Their stomachs are full. They need to relax. Teach them that naps are good, because that's the mom needs a break. Do it for yourself. Like I said, do it for the vine. Do it for mama. Go ahead, put those kids down for a nap. If they don't sleep, put them down for an hour. Put them down, and if they're in the room playing quietly, that's not your business. This is my break time. Set the timer. 1 hour. It's time to get up. Let's get up, go outside, get some fresh air. But do not let your kids drive you crazy. The reason they're driving you crazy, they're just being kids. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Playing, being active, want all of your attention, because that's what they do. I heard a man say this, and I believe it's true. We are all born sociopath. That means we all want everything for me, 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 me. Babies just want me, 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 me. A mom could be laying dying, to be shot, and the baby be on her breast trying to suck her breast as she's dying. I'm just showing you. See, the baby's just interested, me, 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 because he doesn't know any better. Just know my mama needs to take care of me. And so having to say that, that's another reason daycare and preschool is very good. Children learn the world is not all about them. This is not all about you. Life is not all about you, because the teacher teach them how to share. Let James have the ball. Okay, Ashika, it's your turn. Okay, Kiki, it's your turn. Okay, Sharon, it's your turn. The children learn to take turns. They learn that the world doesn't revolve around them. But my niece is home every day with those kids, and she's allowing them, her whole world, to be taken over by her kids. No, we share this world. I have needs too. I need to go to the restroom. So I need to take a bath or a shower. And so I maybe just need a break to socialize with adults. What's the best way to do that? Put those kids in daycare. It's nothing but drop-in daycare. That's what I did with my kids. I put them in drop-in daycare sometimes. And they went to preschool, they went to daycare, all of these things. And that's why they're such good girls.
I agree. I agree. I just wanted to comment on one thing. I know that you're kind of focusing on younger children because, and didn't mention a whole lot about older children, like once they start going through adolescence, because that's another time when you may have to, what do you call it? Reteach some lessons.
Right. And sometimes it's never too late. Long as I heard someone say this, and this is so true. As long as there's life, there's hope. Life means when you wake up the next day, God bless you to get up out of that bed and you wake up and you did it wrong yesterday. A new day gives you new hope, an opportunity. At first you don't succeed, try again. And that is with your children, your little tweens. That means the kids that's not between the ages of maybe 10 and 12. And they think they really start thinking they're in charge then. And so you can reteach them. There's a hierarchy in this family. I'm the boss. I pay the cost to be the boss, and I am the boss. You know how I paid the cost? I paid the cost because I birthed you. You didn't birth me. I know some things in this life that you don't know, little one, and I love you, and I want to take care of you. I want to show you the how to live your best life. You know, it has to be age appropriate. Even at 12 years old, they don't know what they think they know. But it's the time to reteach. If you did it wrong when they were little, there's still hope to redo. Say we're gonna redo some things. It's gonna be painful, but we're gonna get this right. You're gonna learn to respect me. And when you don't respect me, there will be consequences. I like to call it, you never want to punish your kid. Punishment, why do I want to punish my kid? I want to correct the behavior so they can live their best life. So I call it, let's call it this, people. And you can say Maria told you. Maria gave you this good word, corrective action. I want to correct the bad behavior so my child can learn how to get along with people, especially with me, because I am not going to tolerate my little ones yelling at me, disrespecting me, cursing me, using expletives. That is not acceptable behavior to any adult, but especially to your parents. So we're going to correct the behavior by using corrective action. Just talking to people, to children, that you have the power to make certain decisions about their life, whether they get to go to summer camp or not, or whether they get to stay over night with their best friend. Since you've been ugly, I asked you to get up your toys. I'm gonna help get up these toys with you. And since you didn't get up these toys or you didn't do your homework, if you're a preteen, you can't have the pleasure of staying overnight with your friend. No, and we're gonna take your phone for a week. How about that, preteen? We're gonna take your phone for a week because you don't pay for that phone. I do. And even if you did pay for it, I would still take it from you because I am the boss. And you teach people how to treat you. Who's in charge? Like you said something I like very much. You said make sure both parents are on board with the rearing style, similar rearing style. That is ideal. And I believe when you have two parents in the household, they really do want the same thing. That's why they're both there. They made those decisions to have those children because abortion has just they just overturned the Supreme Court, overturned Roe versus Wade. But for how many, over 30 something years, Roe versus Wade, I always used to say, you know what, to my children, and some people may disagree with me, but I'm just going to be transparent. I love you people. So I'm going to share this with my friends. I used to tell my children abortion was legal when I had you. I made a choice. I made a choice to bring you into this world because I had a choice. So since I made that choice, again, that was out of love. And I want you to love me enough to respect me and do what I tell you to do. Be home by 10 if you're a preteen on the weekend. And before that, each parent will make a decision based on their lifestyle. But I think for a preteen, 10 p.m., do your homework. If you want privileges to go and play with your friends, you must do your your schoolwork, and you must also do your homework. We can't live in a pigsty. You got to clean your room. I don't care that you make your bed, just make it up. Put your toys in a box. Have things where people don't fall down, fall over it. And if you don't do it and it's your week to wash the dishes or your day to wash the dishes and you don't wash them, I will wash them. But there will be a corrective action. And I think all parents should have that. And husbands and wives, both parents, both adults in the house should be on the same sheet of music. They should discuss, what are we going to do? Johnny knew he had to wash the dishes tonight. And now he's in bed. He did not wash the dishes. Or even before that, he went to his room so he can listen to rap. So what are we going to do as a parent? I'm going to tell Johnny to come and wash the dishes. And I'm not going to check him anymore till later that night. If he hasn't washed the dishes, clearly he must have forgotten. Maybe we need to give him another whole week by himself to wash the dishes or to corrective action.
Well, that was a lot and very useful information. We're going to go ahead and end it on that note. So that's all for RiaTalk, where we're always keeping it real about real life. Please leave your comments and your compliments on our Instagram page at RiaTalk. And make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to RiaTalk. And we will see you next week.